millennials, we understand that oil palm used to be a major material in Nigeria before, right? We used to hear that cocoa and oil palm used to be a major big thing in our country before, but today now, if you've eaten chocolate this week, I can guarantee to you that that chocolate was imported, and that chocolate was made from cocoa. Do you know that Nigeria is importing ordinary palm oil that we consume on our soup on a daily basis? And we have it as at 1960. For global production, Nigeria used to have about 60% of global supply as at the time that we got our independence. But how we got everything wrong, I cannot actually say. As of 1970, oil boom shifted focus, abandoning palm oil program. The moment we discover crude oil, Nigeria abandoned oil palm. And oil palm is actually more profitable than crude oil. Like I said, the difference in the two of them is the waiting period, and Nigerians usually we don't like to wait. You know, we enjoy African time, but we don't always like waiting time. Alright, so few key advantages. It's high productivity. It yields between 4 to 10 times more oil palm per hectare than other crops. If you talk about cashew, you talk about coconut, you talk about what other crops you want to talk about, oil palm gives you about 4 to 10 times higher. Number one is the highest in terms of yield, right? So in terms of versatility, it is used for food production, it's used for cosmetics, it's used for pharmaceuticals, it's used for biofuel. If you baited today and you use soap, you've actually used palm oil. There is nobody in this room that I believe everybody has baited. If you baited with soap, automatically you have used palm oil. So it's a commodity that is in global high demand every time. In terms of production, global number 2023 and 2034, we have 78 million metric tons. Then today, the top producers are Indonesia. The market that Nigeria used to dominate, we used to have 60%. Malaysia took oil palm from Nigeria. Indonesia took oil palm seedling from Nigeria. They went to their country, they worked on it. If I have time to do everything on this slide, you will understand how all of those techniques came about. But because of our time, I'm just going to go into a few summaries. I'm just trying to use this to whet our appetite on the importance that all of us should place on oil palm. If I were you, even if it's just an hectare of land in oil palm, I will put my money into it, knowing that in the next 3 years, the next 4 years, I'll start making money. And the moment I start making money, I will continue to make that money for the rest of my life. Right? So, today, Indonesia is producing 60% of oil palm, supplying into the global market, while Malaysia is doing 24%. If you had 60 and 24% together, that's about 85% from 2 countries from the same continent. They've abandoned Africa. Africa is only doing about 5% supply to the global market. In terms of exportation, Indonesia earned over almost $23 billion in 2023 from oil palm. Today, Nigeria can only produce about 1.4 million metric tons annually, and our consumption is 2.1 metric tons annually. So, leaving a gap of about 700,000 tons annually, and you and I are to bridge this gap. This gap is actually what Nigeria have to now continuously import, except we are able to bridge the gap by ourselves. And why Asia leads the oil palm market? Okay, so because of time, I don't want to stretch us so much on this. Let's also leave this. Yeah. So the demands for oil palm, right? Food security, consumption in Africa, biofuels, like I mentioned, used for biodiesel in Europe and in Asia with blending mandate. For cosmetic and pharmaceuticals, it's a key ingredient in our soap, it's a key ingredient in our cream, and it's a key ingredient in pharmaceutical products, right? So our focus, what we should start to focus on, because this has to do, this 2 points has to do with a lot of industrialization, right? So if we produce for the purpose of these two, we will have to go in a larger scale of production. And like I used to say in my classes, I do say that each and any one of us can go into oil palm production, right? So key lessons for Africa: profitability, available land. We have several millions of land in Africa. Guaranteed demand and industrialization gap. There's a final point. Yeah. So in Africa today, your fresh farm bunch per hectare, you can get between 20 to 30 of that, and the annual yield potential of a well-managed plantation, right? What you will get per hectare in terms of revenue is higher than what you will get per barrel of crude oil. And from each of these hectares, you can get between 4 to 6 tons of crude palm oil, equivalent yield per hectare, making it the highest yielding crop. You can consider what you will get from your cocoa, from what you will get from other things. You cannot get this large ton from any of that, right? So we are now saying all the unit of managed oil palm estate. So you have access to, you have access to lifelong ownership. We are going to manage the farm by ourselves, the complete management and consistent earning for any investor who subscribes today for up to 50 years. Thank you very much. Thank you. We can take the slide off. Kelvin, please 1 minute. We want to invite.
Sir, please, we have questions.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Please, while we are expecting Madam Shile, Coach Obiwa, and Dr. Kazim on the stage, someone has a question from the audience. Please, let's pass the mic to her. Please come up stage.
Okay, I want to ask. Okay, the revenue projections, sir. Can we have an idea of the revenue projections?
All right. Would that be all your questions?
Yes.
If we walk by the statistics given by, please sit down. Please, we need seat for them. About 4 seats on the stage. If we work by the statistics for revenue projection by NIFOR, which is the Institute for Cocoa Research, for oil palm research in Nigeria in Edo State, they're projecting that per hectare of oil palm that is fully producing will give you nothing less than 7.5 million naira per annum on the gross earning level. But for 1 hectare, which is 50 plots, not acre, because we brought it down to a smaller unit of earning was the reason why you saw on the, I didn't put it, so don't worry, we can share the details with you. We are selling from as low as 1 acre. Yeah, so you can subscribe to 1 acre, which is 6 plots. On 1 acre, you have, on each plot, you have about 10 trees. So on 1 acre, you have 60 trees. On 1 hectare, you have 150 trees of oil palm, right? I don't know if you understand me. So our projection is that the gross earning per hectare will be about 6 million naira.
What of acre?
Per acre will be about 2 point, let me just check that. What did you say?
I'm listening. You said the monthly check.
Yeah, it's about 2.4 million naira per acre.
Okay, so you have who are you the one farming yourself or you are partnering?
Please, can they give her the mic? Please, can we give her the mic? Sir? May I have a seat?
For 3 years.
Moderate. She just stand up like this.
Okay, sir. Okay, I'm asking, are you doing the farming yourself, your company, or you are partnering with maybe an agricultural company? Who are your partners?
Yeah, I was born a farmer, but I'm not the one working on the site. There's no way I'll be able to run the office and be on the site at the same time. So we have employed a farm consultant who is very in-depth when it comes to farm management and especially oil palm. Don't worry, I'm fine. It's not going to take time. Just have about 2 or 3 questions for all of them. Then Madam Shile will give us a good way. Look at it, okay. So, the complete management of the farm for the first 3 years. We are going to manage it for the first 3 years. So allocation will be done in 2 phases. We've started planting right now as I speak to you, right? So we've passed the stage of clearing. We've already moved our nurseries to site, so we're already transplanting as I speak to you right now. But because the weather is still a bit dry, so as we are planting, we're also irrigating alongside. So the complete planting will come to full stage during the rainy season, because that's usually the best time to do the transplanting, right? So we are going to manage. So once that transplanting is complete, we will allocate to the subscribers, right? At that nursery, at that after immediate transplanting, we will allocate so that they know that okay, this is my own section. Then we will be managing it. They are not paying us any money for the first 3 years of how we managing the farm. Whatever money they pay at subscription is what they have to pay till they start. But there is that waiting period of minimum 3-4 years. Right? Some might promise you 2.5 years. We don't want to promise that. We promise minimum 3-4 years. So that's 2026, 2027, 2028, and after that they can start heading. So the second phase of the allocation will come when the palm trees are fully matured and they are ready for production. So we can hand it over back to them. At that point, they now have the right to say they want to manage it by themselves. If it is going to be within our management, whatever gross earning that is realized from the farming, 40% of that will be taken by the management of the farm for the processing, the management, and converting whatever produce into revenue. We take 40%, while the investors will take 60% of that money. Thank you very much. All right, so please let's put our hands together as we welcome our very big personalities on stage. Dr. Kazim. How are you today, sir? All right. It's such a great privilege to be on stage with you. I have a lot of questions for you, right? So I'll ask you if okay, so don't let me say that. I'm going to ask you a few, then maybe some of them I'll pass to Coach Tomiwa and then to Madam Shile. Don't worry. I'm not worried, Madam Shile. Okay, so first of all, for the number of years that you run successfully your real estate business and your brokerage business, right? What one lesson can you teach us that can help us to be what we will call a people's person, in the sense that human beings are the most difficult thing to manage on earth, right? But you've been able to manage over 10,000 people in this number of years. What one thing do you think separates me as a leader of a group, apart from someone who is working inside it?
When you have a structure, you have a future. Structure helps you thrive beyond your capacity, and it gives you the results you can't achieve all the way.
Wow. When you have a structure, you have a future. I don't know how many of us heard that. Did we take note of that? For you to be able to effectively manage your sales team, you need to have a structure in place. So how can I create a structure within your structure?
Okay, it is very simple. Ogatade once said that when you have a national economy, you can have your personal economy. As much as a structure is very important for a company to thrive, even beyond the owner and all that, it is equally important for an individual to have a structure. When you have a structure, you know what to do at a particular point in time. It will aid your productivity. I tell people, even as a realtor, as an individual who owns a business, you don't just do things haphazardly. Have a structure. You don't go out every day, all in the name of I want to do inspection. There must be a day dedicated for you to unlearn, and plan the time you will go out. Most people go out there turning out something that is generic. You can't be exceptional when you are generic. And the only way you can be exceptional is for you to have a time dedicated for you to learn, relearn, and